if you vote for Democrats, they will turn the United States into Venezuela. Do you think that's a fair statement to make?
Well, if you vote for a socialist, you might get socialism.
Come on, don't do that. Maduro is not a socialist. He's a corrupt, murderous thug who is starving his people.
That's not true.
That's not true?
Let me finish.
No, I can't let you finish. If you're going to say Maduro's not a murderous thug, I'm not going to let you finish. Because that's a damn lie.
Wait, but
and I've got a bunch of neighbors and friends who know this. Don't do this to me. Don't mansplain. I'm a 47-year-old girl.
Making his Water's World debut, Kentucky Senator Rand Paul, the author of The Case Against Socialism. You don't have to mansplain anything to me, all right? Wow.
Who would have thought it was so controversial to say that Maduro was both a thug and a socialist, and in fact, that socialism seems to breed thuggery?
Yes.
And that's sort of one of the themes of the book. All throughout the 20th century, you know, people say, oh, we're going to have this great socialism, it's going to be great. But then Hitler turns out to not be so good. And then Stalin turns out to be not so good. And Mao, and it goes on. And that was the point I was trying to make to her, but it was kind of hard to have a conversation because she would not let me talk.
Yeah, a lot of crosstalk on The View. We're not going to do that here because I want you to explain to the audience, especially now that China's in the news, Mao. Because everybody thinks about China the way they are now, but, you know, decades ago, they were murdering millions of people. And he was a brutal socialist dictator.
During the Great Famine in the late 1950s, it said somewhere between 30 and 50 million people died. So there was one village where there were reports that the dogs, the bodies were lying in the streets and the dogs were eating the dead. And so the Chinese are very official. They sent a government official out there and they wanted to know, is it true? Are the dogs eating the human bodies? And the official came back and he says, absolutely untrue because they ate the dogs long ago.
Oh, God.
And that's happening in Venezuela now.
Yeah.
In Venezuela, they're eating their pets. And it's like, who could possibly think socialism is a good thing?
Well, we hear this from AOC and even Bernie Sanders. You know, real socialism, we're not talking about Venezuela. We're talking about the Scandinavian countries, right? Norway, Sweden. But you've done a lot of research in the book. What have you learned about Scandinavia and socialism?
Interestingly, we learned that Bernie's socialism, he couldn't get elected in Denmark.
Really?
In fact, really what he advocates, most of the things in Denmark and in Scandinavia are the opposite. In fact, the Danish prime minister came out and said to Bernie, quit calling us socialist, we're not socialists. So the first problem with their argument is most of Scandinavia has private property, private stock market. The economic indexes that measure freedom and trade, they score in like the top 10 in the world. Here's the big rub, though. Bernie wants to raise corporate income taxes. He objected to Trump's tax cut that lowered ours from 35% down to 21%, and he wants to be like Scandinavia. Well, Scandinavia's been at 21 for the last 30 years, so he really doesn't know what he actually wants. But people should be alarmed because socialism's greatest association has been with genocide and famine for the last 100 years or more.
So you're saying even the Scandinavians believe socialism is a slur, politically?
Absolutely. They're afraid it'll hurt business. They're
That's
like,
amazing.
Bernie, be quiet.
Bernie.
We're not a socialist nation.
So one of the things we hear all the time about the Green New Deal, people think that that is a Trojan horse for socialism.
Right.
Because the way to fight climate change happens to be using the exact same tools they use in socialism.
In the book, we actually quote several of the international authorities on climate change, and some of them are pretty explicit. They actually explicitly say it isn't about pollution, it's about redistributing the wealth from the wealthy countries to the developing countries.
They admit that.
Absolutely.
The climate change people admit that.
Absolutely.
It's not about pollution, it's about redistribution.
Right. So it's really something that we ought to all be aware of. But there's also big lies throughout all of the left on this. They say, oh, well, we're going to do this and we're only going to tax the rich. This is the other thing we learned from looking at Scandinavia. They have a lot of so-called free stuff, socialist free stuff over there, college, paid leave, all this stuff. But they don't pay for it by just taxing the rich. In fact, they tax the rich less than we tax the rich, but they tax the heck out of the working class and the middle class, and that's where the real money is. So if you want all this free stuff that Bernie's offering, the AOC's offering, you can have it in America, but the working class will pay massive taxes, and so will the middle class.
Well, that's why Liz Warren won't actually admit that she's going to raise taxes on the middle class to pay for socialized health care. The president is framing 2020 as capitalism versus socialism, Venezuela versus the United States of America. When the other side, like you said, is giving out all this quote-unquote free stuff, how do you think strategically you win that argument?
I think that ultimately a lot of people don't realize what socialism is. They think they're going to get a kindler, gentler kind of socialism, and they think it's about fairness. That's why they need to be reminded of the history of socialism. But they also need to be reminded of there is no real world example, because they're pointing to Scandinavia, which isn't socialist and actually has many policies that Bernie objects to. So I think the facts are important. You know, all along people have just been, sort of ignoring it and say, well, Sweden's socialism and they're all rich and live forever and have no infant mortality. Well, the truth is they're not socialists, and they've been heading away from socialism for the last 30 years. 4 of 5 countries of the Nordic countries have center-right governments. So really nothing that they're saying is true. The truth should matter. The facts should matter. And our book, The Case Against Socialism, is about bringing some of these facts out.
All right, Case Against Socialism. It's out now. There he is, Rand Paul, the favorite guy The View has ever met. All right? Thank you very much for coming in.